Hello and welcome to Small Cap Nation. I'm Jane King at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square. And with me today, Michael Kramer, founder of Mott Capital. And welcome, Michael. You're a top stock picker, economic analyst. You paid for your college by picking stocks. Amazing.
Right, thank you.
So tell us, there's a couple, let's start with Acadia Pharmaceuticals. You're watching them. What are you seeing there?
So we spoke about it briefly the last time I had been on your show. And since then, the drug Nuplazid, which is their first and only drug, was approved by the FDA for Parkinson's disease psychosis. It's the first drug really in a different class, I think of it. And this drug is just different than the way most drugs work in this psychosis space for Parkinson's disease. It actually eliminates the psychosis portion without affecting the motor symptoms. And that's really, in my view, a very big breakthrough that they've been able to accomplish.
Okay, and I did see they reported a quarterly loss recently, but you think this might help them turn things around?
Right, sure. So I mean, they have no revenue at this point outside of the potential of Nuplazid. And essentially what's going to happen is that as they begin to launch, they're going to continue to burn money, but eventually as they begin to launch and this drug begins to get in the marketplace, revenue will start coming in, and that's really where the growth opportunity comes from.
What's the timetable on that?
So they're preparing to launch the drug in the middle of June sometime, by the end of June they say, and that's really going to start the ramp, right? And as you begin to get the product out there, I think it's a very exciting product. I think psychiatrists and neurologists are going to be very eager to start trying to use it on some of their patients that they're not getting results from that they're looking for. And eventually, as the psychiatrist or the neurologist becomes more comfortable with the drug, I think that's really where you'll begin to start seeing the growth.
Okay, another hot company, I talk about it a lot, Tesla.
Right.
They also just reported their quarterly results. There was a loss there. They're going to expect to lose money for a couple more years longer than expected.
Right.
Where do you see Tesla right now?
So I just look at Tesla as an amazing company right now. They're doing something, in my opinion, that the automotive industry has been trying to do for about 30 years now with little to no success, and they've done it within a matter of a few years. So I just think
you mean like the electric cars? Or I mean, they're so innovative. It's
exactly. I mean, the electric car portion of it, the battery portion of it, the ability to sell direct to the consumer, these just beautiful, innovative cars that they're coming out with. I mean, I like to play this game. So when I take my kids to my parents' house and we do this ride, I actually count the number of times I see a Tesla on the road. And the numbers have continued to increase every single month and week and month and year that I've been doing this. It's absolutely amazing. And then I talk to some of the people that own these cars, and they tell me it's the best car they've ever driven. So that to me speaks volumes, because if you're buying a Tesla, which is an $80,000, $100,000, $120,000 car, you've been driving premium and luxury cars most likely your entire adult life. And that really speaks volumes, and I think they're really changing the landscape of the automotive industry.
I rode in a Tesla once. It was Uber in Portland, Oregon. It's like the first time I've ever been in a Tesla. They're really big out west. Not as big here, but California, huge. You see them a lot out there. So.
And so with the launch of the Model 3, now they're trying to go after the mass market. So everyone's kind of skeptical because they announced on their call, their initial goal was to get to 500,000 units a year by 2020. They came out just the other day and said they're going to do 500,000 units by 2018, a very ambitious goal. People are very skeptical. But if someone's going to do it, Elon Musk has the ability to do it. I mean, the guy has delivered on almost everything he said he was going to do, not always exactly on time, but he gets it done some way.
Well, they're certainly an amazing company, and it has its detractors, but in some ways that could be positive for the stock, because when everybody's on board, then that's typically a time to sell.
Sure. I mean, it's just if you're not going to have your doubters out there, that's what makes a market essentially. You have the people that believe in what's being done, and you have the people that doubt it. Right? And that's what we have in this case. In this case, you have a binary outcome, essentially. Tesla's either going to be successful and deliver on what they say, or they're not. Right? And if you've been following the company and you've been really and if you're engrossed in the story longer term, there's a reward at the end of it that's potentially, quite exciting.
Yeah, I like their cars. They're beautiful. So you like Tesla and you like Elon Musk. So,
yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you so much, Michael, for joining us today from Mott Capital, and thank you as well for joining us on Small Cap Nation. And for more interviews on companies and interesting economic issues, you can go to smallcapnation.com.